Oftentimes, there comes a point around this time in January when many of us give up on our New Year's resolutions. And we start telling ourselves stories. Stories about what we can't have, what we can't be, what we can't do, and how it's too late for us. That's why I don't do New Year's resolutions. Welcome to day 3 of No Resolution Reset. And I want to shout out Zarna Garg for her take on this. She said we just need to be honest with ourselves and acknowledge that by this time in January, all our New Year's resolutions have already fallen apart. I'm Lorna, and I have started over in a few countries. At 40, I moved to South Korea to teach English, and at 59, I moved to Taiwan, where 2 years later, I still can't read the street signs. This is a space that I have carved out for us to consciously and intentionally slow down so we can choose what's next. I invite you to breathe with me before we get into the journaling for today. Okay, let's breathe together. Deep breath in. As you breathe in, make space for insights, awareness, ahas. And as you breathe out, let go of stress, fear, and doubt. Deep breath in again. And as you breathe in, make space for calm, for ease, for peace. And as you breathe out, let go of any distractions or any doubt. One more time, deep breath in. And as you breathe in, I invite you to know that if you showed up, there is something with your name on it. Take what's yours and leave the rest. And as you breathe out stress. And just take your time. And let's come back to this space, this time, this moment. And we'll begin our day 3 journal prompt. Okay, so today is day 3 of our No Resolution Reset. And on day 1, we covered awareness. And on day 2, we were letting go of patterns and habits that no longer serve us. So if you missed day 1 or day 2, I invite you to check them out. I think you'll receive tremendous value from them. So today is day 3, and on day 3, it's about stories. Day 3 is about stories and limits. And it says, the prompt says, what old stories are you telling yourself about what's possible for your life? And by stories, we're talking about old limiting beliefs that create mental roadblocks in your life. And some of the most common old stories we tell ourselves are, I am not good enough. I am not talented enough. I am not smart enough. I don't have enough. Can you relate? I already missed my chance. I am not ready yet. That's another one. Another one is, this is too hard. Another big one, everybody else has it easier than me. And here's one that I am still dealing with. It is, I have to do it all myself. And it's important for me to acknowledge that I have help in my work, and there are parts of my work that I have learned it's important for me to receive help. And so I have that, and I'm grateful, incredibly grateful, because there's stuff that really allows me to shine in my area. But there are other areas of my work where I feel like I have to do it by myself, and I have to take it all on all by myself. And this is not just in my work, by the way. I have this going on in my personal life, and I have a really supportive husband who, helps in so many areas, but there are still parts of my life where I feel like I have to do it all myself. And so it is something that I am still working on, attempting to change. And it does require me to shift into knowing that the minute I let it go, I will receive more help in these areas. So that is my story. Now over to you. What old stories are you telling yourself about what's possible for your life? And you can use one of the examples I just shared and just take a few minutes and write a little bit about it. And it's perfectly fine if you've got our Reinvented Life Journal or a notebook or another journal of your choice. It's fine too. But just take a moment or two to write about it. All right. Well, that's where we're gonna pause for today on day 3 of Stories and Limits. I trust that you found it helpful, and I just want to remind you that really you're not attempting to fix anything today. You're just observing what's coming up, and it's perfectly okay for you, and it's perfectly safe for you to acknowledge old stories and limiting beliefs that have created roadblocks in your life. So as you bring them up, just write it and reflect on it and know that it's okay, and take your time with yourself, be gentle with yourself, and I will see you on day 4 of No Resolution Reset. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you on day 4.